Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode I don't know on Costume Moms. This entire episode is going to be different than what we've done in the past because, one, we're doing this at night. It is very dark, and that's why the lighting, at least what Kate can see, I am totally blown out. I look like a ghost. But I've got me some cheese and crackers, and I also have some beer in a pawpaw koozie because I didn't want to open up a whole bottle of wine, and we're just going to kind of go through it.
I have sugar-free soda in a wine glass. It'll do.
I had an MRI today.
You did? How did it go?
I did. So I go in to do this MRI for my foot, and it's been 7 weeks now, almost 2 months since I think that I fractured my foot. The doctor was finally like, well, you keep getting weird bruising. If you keep having pain in this spot, we might as well do an MRI and see what's going on. And I'm like, thank you. This is what we should have done at the beginning. And then maybe you would have given me a boot, but whatever. Anyway, so I go in, and I didn't expect to have to take off all my clothes and wear a gown. Because I've never...
For your foot?
For my foot. I can't have any metal on me at all. So, like, no, jewelry, no nothing. They were all concerned about my hair tie, but I've got these fancy ones that have, like, a bead on them rather than a metal thingy.
Yeah.
So they kept asking me, and I'm like, no, there's no metal on this. It's okay. When I did it, they put your foot in this boot that keeps your foot at a perpendicular angle, and it hurt. And I had to be in this boot without moving for 35 minutes. And it kept hurting, and it kept hurting, and and I'm a fidgety person. So it was really hard for me to not, like, shift my weight around. They did give me some earphones. But, so I was listening to 70s easy rock, which is not the 70s music that I like to listen to. Like,
That's a hard pass for me.
I want, like, Led Zeppelin or something, but they gave me not that. And, so that was difficult. I left the thing, and I was like, my foot hurts worse than it did going in. Yeah. Then I go to the grocery store. So I go to 3 stores. I go to Aldi, and then I go to another store, and then I go to Walmart. So the second store I go, and the bagger kid dropped a glass bottle on my foot on the spot that I think I broke it. Oh my God. Well, what had happened was I was moving the cart around so I could grab, like, the last bag, and he was like, oh, you forgot this. And he put it in the little basket in the front, but it fell through the baby leg hole, and it just, like, whoom, right on it. And it didn't hurt right then. Like, it happened, and I didn't want him to feel bad because, like, he didn't know that was going to happen. It was totally not his fault. Well, it was his fault, but he didn't need to be screamed at for it. So I was like, oh, it's okay. It didn't break. We're good. So I picked it up, put it in there, and as I, like, step away, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's swollen on that spot again, and I can tell that it's going to bruise. So it was a hefty bottle of soy sauce. Like, I just bought the expensive soy sauce. So,
dear God.
I can't run. All that to say, I can't run. I can't do yoga. I can do, like, floor Pilates stuff, but my strength is not up to it, so it's really discouraging to try and do any of that.
It's not a great feeling,
So
when you're, like, shaking.
Yeah.
Because you can't do the movement.
Well, and then when you get up from doing a workout like that, and your muscles do this because they don't know what to do.
They don't work anymore.
You're like, I'm dying. It's so true. It's not a fun workout if you're not up to it quite yet.
Well, I knew about the MRI, but you didn't tell me they dropped something on your foot.
Yeah. So
that's awful.
Yeah, that was my day. And we're trying to. I've taken a cue from you. I'm trying not to go to the grocery store as often. So before we were going like once a week. I'm trying to go every 2 to 3 weeks. So this was a long day of grocery shopping, getting all of the stuff. Lots of walking after
So
the
exhausting.
MRI had already like made my foot really achy.
So I forget that normal people don't have MRIs all the time. like for random reasons. So yeah. Because you're talking about this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, obviously, Amber. And then I'm like, oh, wait,
Well,
you're not. This isn't normal for
So
you.
it isn't. So like another thing I didn't expect was how loud it was going to be.
Yeah.
So loud. Like I read the disclaimer where they were like, if you have hearing issues, if you're like, highly sensitive to loud noises, and I'm like, nah, no, I'm fine.
It'll be fun.
I didn't think about it aggravating my tinnitus. Like I didn't think about any of that because I've done it once, and it was a really fast one. So when I laid down, he's like, okay, this will take about 35 minutes. I'm like,
What?
wait. But anyway, that was only on my foot though, so I didn't have to go like all in.
Yeah, the worst ones are when it's your head, because then it's like really loud.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you finally did it, and then we will find something out, except you might need another one after the trip to Walmart.
You didn't break your foot today, so that's good.
No, I didn't. I filled more orders, which is what I have been doing
Yeah.
since October 1st. Every day, except for Saturday and Sunday, because I am forcing myself to not do it.
No, that's good.
Thank you, guys. But also, I'm not Amazon, so this is taking a hot minute.
Isn't it frustrating now that Amazon and 2-day shipping are a thing, how quickly people expect turnarounds?
Yeah.
It's an issue.
And I feel it in myself too, though, because like I ordered fabric and I was like, okay, where is it? I need it. I need my shiny stuff. And
My
it's not
project is supposed to be done now.
here. Yeah. But then I'm like, oh wait, I am spoiled by corporate nonsense. And I can't tell you the number of times people have ordered something and then the next day it's not shipped and they're like, hey.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm a stay-at-home parent.
Right.
And, like, there are other things going on.
Yeah.
Like, technical difficulties with virtual school every single day.
So, what are you working on?
I am not working on anything right now.
Okay.
I just banged, since our last episode, I think, I made 2 dresses.
Yeah. You've been like...
Because I have 0 self-control.
You've been amazing, you mean.
So I made a gold spotted dress for a really tiny birthday picnic I went to, which was my first event during the plague.
It's been, 8 months?
I don't freaking know. It's March 397th, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was nice, and I was not nearly as anxious going into it as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
So that was cool. And then last week, I made a black wool chemise à la reine.
Which is so pretty.
It went together really quickly, except for the fact that I made the sleeves twice, but that's
Right.
That's historical sewing for you. No, what it really was is the fabric was just weak as heck, and I had to...
Well, it's a really loose weave.
I used a really loosely woven wool sheer, and so I wanted them to be sheer sleeves. Accurate, but I thought it would be cool and ghosty, but the fabric just couldn't hold it, so...
Okay.
They are now lined with silver, and...
Did you flatline them then?
I did the thing where you have the lining here, and then the outside fabric here, and you just sew it the seams once. What is that called?
Oh, the weird inverted tailor way?
Yeah, and it worked really well. They held nicely. I think it just gave it some reinforcement.
Yeah,
So-
that's a good way to do it. Because I would have probably flatlined it and then
I thought about it,
cursed,
and then...
cursed the whole time.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I hate flatlining.
I hate flatlining. I hate flatlining. It's so bad. So, no, I did the weird tailor way. and it worked well.
Good, yeah. See, I really like that. I like that dress a lot, but I understand the, like, if it doesn't look how you had originally planned on it to look, or if it's too voluminous in a certain spot, you're like,
Yeah. It's just that I wasn't thinking about the wool being springy.
Right.
That's all. But it worked for what I did, and I looked witchy, and...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can be altered later, so...
Yeah. For my next event, which will probably be in another 8 months or so.
You were working a lot because we weren't texting very much because you were like in it.
I was like, I'm gonna do the thing. I've got a thing to go to, and I'm gonna have this dress because I didn't want to wear the same thing again. And it's okay to wear the stuff, but when you haven't had an event in 8 months,
you have to have something to do to look forward to it.
Yeah. So now I'm looking forward to an Italian Renaissance because
show your fabric.
I don't know if it looks
can
like
if you
crap.
want, I guess.
No, I will. It looks like crap on camera though. It is a blue and gold. Oh, actually, it looks really good in this light.
Oh,
It's a blue and gold silk damask from Renaissance Fabrics. And then, where's the rest of it? I got this in the fabric district when we went, actually. It's like a gold creamish spot thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where the things are going and what layers, but those are the fabrics probably.
Right.
So yeah.
I'm
What
so
are you
excited.
working on?
Work. That's mostly, I keep like thinking, okay, after this week, everything will be fine. I can work on what I want to work on, and it never ends up this way.
No.
So, anyway, right now, the project that I was going to stitch on while we're doing this little stitch and talk session is this embroidery thing that I've been working on. So it looks really weird when it's mirrored like this because I can see how
it looks like
it is.
hip bones right now from here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a skull. Well, it doesn't have the teeth yet either. I was going to do the teeth freehand later on. But for a year, my husband and I have been thinking about how we want to decorate for the holidays, and both of us are real into fall. We love the fall harvest stuff. We love Halloween. And so last year what we did is we set up a bunch of skeletons in our yard, and then when Christmas time came, because it's like, you know, all of our holidays are right in a row.
Yeah.
When Christmas time came, we just put Santa hats on them and left them out. So, anyway, we were like, okay, well, we can do skulls throughout the house, starting in fall, whenever we want. And what it's eventually going to look like is flowers coming out of the top, because the room that this will go in, it has a gallery wall of a bunch of oil paintings that are all flowers.
That'll be pretty.
So I wanted to tie it in some way. And, so yeah, it's right now it's white embroidery, just plain white embroidery on silk satin.
I'm really glad you went for the silk satin.
Me too, because I have some black taffeta, but it doesn't have the depth that satin does. And when I just like thread traced and put it like away, because that's how I'll be seeing it. I won't ever be seeing it super up close.
You're gonna just hold the pillow
all the time when I'm in that room. Look at this pillow. But from a distance, it really looks like an abyss,
Nice.
with having that bright pop of white. So I am very glad that I went with it. And thank you to my Facebook friends for being like, oh yeah, I have a chunk you can use.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so that's the couch project. The project that I was going to be working on the couch was going to be my quilt that I've started a year ago for Anne.
Oh yeah.
But it's now too big for me to work on the couch if the baby's awake.
Oh.
Because then I've got to, like, you know, flop it over, try to get the baby, because I'm doing like applique on the border. So it's very large. So I've switched gears to this after I get Anne's stuff done, and after I get the patterns that I plan to get out for the thing. So and never basically I'll start working on that again.
Well, I mean, You're in good company. I started making my kid a quilt in 2017.
Okay.
It is not nearly as intricate as the one you're making. It's literally a stripe quilt.
Oh, okay.
So
the Jelly Roll
they
ones?
go, I don't know.
Okay.
It was like when I saw in Pottery Barn Kids, and I was like, that's $300. I'm not buying that. But
Oh,
I can
okay.
make that. So it's like got ruffles, and it's cute.
Mm.
But going back to flatlining, the top is done, and I put it on the batting and the whatever slightly off.
Okay.
And so now I have to take it all back off and put it back on. It's not that hard,
Right.
but I just have like a mental block that I'm not doing it.
Right.
So now, of course, now that it's been forever, she wants to change her room to a Baby Yoda room. So
Oh, okay.
don't know what we're going to do with that because it's definitely like pink, blue, and purple.
Okay.
So maybe she'll change her mind.
Well,
But anyway,
or you could finish it and then give it to her kids if she ends up having any kids.
I owe her a nice quilt because the one she's using right now that I made is freaking ugly. I'm not a quilter. It's not my forte, and I'm really bad at sewing knits. So obviously, my first quilt was a t-shirt quilt. Isn't
Nice.
that how you're supposed to do things? So it's not even a t-shirt quilt, it's baby clothes. So it's like
Okay.
my favorite outfits of hers that were stained or something.
Okay.
They could not be passed on. So I cut them up and made a quilt, and it's hideous. She loves it though. So,
Well, that's good.
yeah.
I took too big of a bite of cheese.
I'm just pulling threads. This is my stitching project, pulling threads out of linen.
It's a nice mindless one. Other projects I'm working on, obviously Halloween is coming up. So we're in the weird Halloween rush. And one thing that my husband and I have been talking about, that you and I have been talking about, is that we're just not feeling it this year. Every year I get an inkling of this, but I have never felt more dread for a dress up type thing.
Yeah.
And Anne has wanted to be a witch for months now. I don't even know where she heard or saw, other than Room on the Broom.
I
The
love
book Room on the
that book though.
But that's not the type of witch she's talking about.
Yeah.
But she's been talking since July that she wants to have a witch outfit. And so of course I didn't start it then. I should have. But we're working on that. So I'm putting together a wearable mock-up of the witch dress that I intend to make when the fabric gets here. And it's made out of this really cute. But my lighting's
I
kinda
saw a
funny.
picture of it somewhere earlier.
Yeah, it's in my stories.
It's really cute.
What you're seeing right now, at least what I'm seeing on the screen, looks like a really crappy 90s printed curtain.
From right
But
here, it
anyway.
looks like a hospital gown to me. But I saw
Okay.
it in an actual picture, and I did like it. You have a sweater on now.
I do. I had to go rescue my baby. She dropped her binky again, which wakes her up, and then she now is only consoled with the bottle.
It is Costume Moms after all.
It's true.
We were talking about how we're not feeling Halloween.
Yeah. I'm not feeling much of anything.
That's true. That's just kind of the way this year is. though.
Yeah, in general, you and I have both kind of commiserated over the fact that, things are depressing right now. I'm not back to I'm not working as much as I was prior to the baby. I still get 2 days, but I'm not working on things that I want to like I was. And
Yeah.
I think that coupled with, the COVID stuff and not being able to see people and not having any events to look forward to makes Halloween, the big event, the worst thing ever.
Yeah. And what are we even going to do for it? Like,
I'm
we're
not
not going
doing-
trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Ian had to break it to Anne today because she remembers trick-or-treating from last year. Ian had to break it to her today that she's going to get a costume and we're going to hang out with her friend. They're going to come over and they're they're going to do like a little scavenger hunt with Easter eggs that Ian has put little jack-o'-lantern faces on.
Aww.
So we're going to put candy in those, and they can find them. And Ian came up with a bunch of games for our party last year, but that's it. And she was really sad. And then she's like, oh, well, you're going to be a mommy witch, right, Mommy? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I can wear all black.
Yeah, just wear all black, put a black hat on. You are dressed as a mommy witch.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure when the day gets here, I will regret not having put effort toward it. Because I've done that before for other things.
But you can look forward to you could do like an 1890s dress to match hers later on.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, because I've got some black wool that I plan to do something Edwardian, which would be close.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But, like, the other thing, too, is I don't want to hop on the witch train right now.
Oh, really? Why not?
Well, it's more of I don't have time to do it well. And also, I don't have other people that can partake in it with me.
Yeah.
So it feels very much like hopping on the last car on the train, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I feel that.
So everyone else, like, have fun. I enjoy seeing it. And Anne will hop on that train very gladly. So I will help her boost her onto it, but...
I am glad that I was dragged onto the train.
Yeah.
Because I almost didn't go this weekend. I am
Really?
having really bad, like, anemia issues. So I felt like death. Which made the witch pallor really good. But I didn't want to go. Yeah, I basically showed up, helped cart stuff out of the car, and just all I brought was my winning personality. And, like, that's it. So I appreciate having these people who are not bummed out about life and things and dragged me along.
Right.
I appreciate it. But Halloween in general, we haven't told the kid that we're not going trick-or-treating yet. I feel like she knows that. Like
You still have to deliver the message at some point, though.
I haven't said officially absolutely not.
Okay.
I have said we're definitely going to have candy of some kind. And I've kind of been deflecting with, like, other activities.
Okay.
So I got her this, like, big color your own haunted house, and we've been working on that.
Okay.
And she's old enough to watch some more spooky movies now, so we're gonna have, like, a movie night, and she's really into baking right now, so we're gonna do, like, Halloween cupcakes or something.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think, what?
I forgot to get fancy colored icing for Anne. She likes to eat pretzels with icing.
That's so cute.
Well, I used to eat it in high school as a snack. And you just reminded me that I forgot that at the grocery store.
You forgot the icing. Unbelievable.
I know. I'll have to send Ian sometime this week. I'm not going again.
I'm trying to feel the witchy season. Like, I've got my spooky mug.
Ooh.
I've got, I wear black all the time anyway. It's always spooky season for me. But it's hard, man.
Yeah, it's a weird year. I hope that when we do this episode in a year, if we're still doing it, that we will be in a more chipper mood. Because it's my favorite holiday.
Me too.
Like, I don't like Christmas. I don't like all the other holidays. But Halloween is my jam. And, last year I went all out and was Ursula. The year before...
That was so cool.
The year before I was, I took my 18th century stuff and was the Red Riding Hood.
The Big Bad Wolf.
The Big Bad Wolf in Grandma's clothing. Nobody got it. Ugh.
Yeah, but I did.
In person, I think people just thought that I was a furry. because I had the tail. Like, I think when people saw Anne, they were like, oh, okay, because she was Little Red Riding Hood. But I think I looked too furry-ish. Or what's the word? Anthropomorphic?
I got it.
We'll put the word on the screen.
There's not any
Anthro-
alcohol in this, I swear.
Anthropomorphic? No, it's not. Anyway, I think I looked too much like a people.
A people.
That's what Anna calls people.
That's
Instead of a person, I'm a people.
That's fair.
But anyway, I think that I looked too much like that for them to think of a actual wolf in grandma's clothing.
Yeah.
But the historical costuming community got it.
Yeah, we did. It's anthropomorphic.
Okay. All right. I have been drinking, but I don't think I can say that word anyway.
It's just one that you read it a lot, but you don't say it
True.
ever.
That's true.
Oh, man. I don't know. I think the last time I personally went all out for Halloween was my kid's first Halloween. And that was the last time.
Okay.
I made myself a TARDIS dress. And my husband was the doctor. And small person was the Dalek.
Okay.
She was super cute.
Right.
Because she was in, like, prime fat baby stage. That was the last time. Since then, I've been too exhausted. I think one year I went as Reptar, and by Reptar I mean I wore a Reptar hat.
Okay.
I love Halloween, and I love spooky season, but it's just
Yeah.
not the same.
Looking forward to Halloween Day has not been as exciting, certainly as other years. You at least had the witchy shoot, though.
Yeah, I'm really glad I was dragged along, and I had a great time, and I will be using those photos to fuel me for the next year.
Right?
But, like, the election, the plague, like, all the other random stuff that goes on, it's making it for a very, like, stressful season.
Yeah. And we're preparing for holiday season, which as business owners of a retail place.
I wonder if we're all just, like, subconsciously trying to skip by and get to next year. Not that anything's gonna magically be better.
Right, because the numbers switch. It's like Y2K. Bam.
Yeah. Automatically everything's better now. It's 2021.
Right.
I wish, but no.
Yeah. It's probably some of it. I bet it is.
We're just like
get this
okay,
over
let's
with.
just get through it. Let's go. I think for me, normally this is my happy season
Right.
because I hate summer. Hate
Okay.
it. With every fiber of my being, hate the summer. So with the first day that I can open a window and not suffocate,
Okay.
my mental health automatically skyrockets. So it's just weird for it to not... I mean, I definitely did feel a lift as soon as I could open the windows.
Okay.
And I screamed at my husband because he closed them one day. And I literally said, I have one happiness in this world. And that is open windows. And he was like, are you good? But anyway.
So are you doing anything that to try to lift your spirits at all? Like, are you taking any actions with it?
I don't know if they're good actions.
Yeah.
But I am watching really horrible costume dramas right now.
Ooh.
So this week, I've been binge watching The Spanish Princess, which is about Catherine of Aragon. It's so bad.
Is it?
Like, usually for these things, like the costuming for the White Queen is amazing.
Okay.
It's like drool-worthy 15th century medieval stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Spanish Princess is atrocious.
Okay.
It's so bad that it's almost as bad as Rain. But with some elements of historical accuracy. But anyway, It's distracting because I'm watching it and I'm just like, what is happening? Why? Who are these people? This is not what went down. And so it's distracting me enough from everything else.
Okay.
A weird way to go about it. To be like angry at things makes me happier. I don't understand the mechanism.
Maybe it's because you're putting your anger at that and not just seething in it. You know what I mean?
I'm enjoying the hell out of it though.
Okay.
Like but also hating it.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But that's kind of what I do. Oh, also I've been watching a lot of baking shows.
Yes, the Bake Off.
The British Bake Off. I've been watching this lady on YouTube decorate cakes.
Okay.
And I can't eat any of that crap. I'm living vicariously through her.
Right. I haven't done much TV watching. I did finally watch Rocket Man. But
Did you like it? I
I did until the end.
Well,
It's been out for a while, so I'll spoil it, I guess. So at the end, it isn't really a spoiler because everybody knows what happens to Elton John. But anyway, when I realized that Elton John produced it and that Elton John had a huge amount of say in the movie, I didn't like it anymore.
yeah.
Because I felt like as a biopic, it shouldn't be a memoir. So
Yeah.
I liked it as a movie until the end, and then I was like, what? What? So yeah, I finally did watch that, but that was one of it was a depressing day, and I think I texted you, and I was like, I don't know if I should work or if I should just drink a beer and watch TV. And you were like, just drink a beer and watch TV because I'm working all the time.
You are.
Or watch, or I'm working with the kids all the time. And so I actually took like a week where I didn't do intense work stuff. Like I would ship out orders if I got them, and I would work casually here and there on stuff that I wanted to work on. But I would stay up late doing my own thing or sleeping. Everything's just weird, so I'm really looking forward to something else happening for me to lift my spirits, because TV's not really doing it. Cheese is starting to do it, though. Do you have any other recommendations for people right now? Podcasts, anything that you've been doing? Or, like, getting joy from?
Actually, yes. For no other reason than if you need a solid, like, belly laugh, you should listen to My Dad Wrote a Porno.
That's a name.
It's hysterical. It's literally this dude and his friends reading aloud this romance novel that his 60-something-year-old father wrote. It's so funny. Obviously not safe for children, that it will make you laugh even if you're having the worst possible day. I don't know if it's inspiring or anything, but it's certainly cheerful.
Right. It's a recommendation.
It's a recommendation.
Or just chatting with your friend. That's another
Chatting
one.
with your friend is good.
Yeah. I would definitely like to do actual Stitch and talk sessions. Because
Stitch and Witch.
did I stitch at all on this?
I pulled an entire length of linen.
Ooh, good job.
I need to do like 12 more. It's fine. I'm at the point where I'm going to fill my pre-orders for the Baby Yoda kits.
Ooh.
And so, thank you so much for joining us for the weirdest Costume Moms episode ever, in which we rambled for quite a long time. We will see you soon for another episode. This time it will be on the Lady of the Wilderness channel. Click the subscribe button to my channel or hers or everybody's, I don't know, if you haven't already. And we hope you liked hanging out with us. It's nice to just sometimes chat with your friend in the dark.
Even if most of it gets edited out.
Yeah. We made some choices. But anyway, this has been Costume Moms, and we'll see you soon.
See you later, guys.
Yes?
We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen.
Who knows? I think, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially lost it.
We are at Slap Happy O'Clock.